Daisy, what do you think about Donald Trump? What about Hillary Clinton? Okay. I don't want to know. Okay. Okay. Doing it. It's happening. No, no, okay. I'm watching live right now by myself in my room. It's dark and I'm freaking the F out, okay? This is making me real anxious, y'all. President Trump? No matter how many times I say it, it doesn't sink in. This is going to be basically a direct follow-up to last week's episode where I talked about the election and Starbucks cups. As you're probably aware, we have significant updates on these topics. Donald Trump is going to be the 45th president of the United States of America. I want to remain relatively objective, but let me be clear that when I said all the candidates were bad, he was by far the worst socially. Donald Trump himself is like comically bad, where it's like, oh my god, did he really just do that? What really is bothering me and what I need to talk about is his running mate, Mike Pence. Now, I really have tried by saying that all the candidates are bad and I don't want to vote for any of these people. That was my way of remaining objective in the whole election and saying I'm on everyone's side and no one's side at the same time, so I can't be on one person's team or call one person out or anything like that. I can just be objective and just share my opinions, and by saying all the candidates are bad, that's me not taking a side. But there's a certain psychology to when you're flipping a coin and you don't care what comes out, or you don't care what comes out, and while the coin is spinning in the air, you realize where it wants to land. There's some validity to that. I didn't want either side to win, I really didn't, but the disbelief I felt and like the dread as I watched Trump pull ahead in these states and keep his lead and blow out Clinton is almost indescribable. That's not to say that I like Clinton, okay? I'm not going to reveal who I voted for, but let me say that I still don't like the candidates. That part, I wasn't lying about that. That's true still. But here's the thing, y'all. Donald Trump is to Mike Pence as Lucius Malfoy is to Voldemort, if you get that Harry Potter reference. And I can't stand behind Mike Pence. And here's the thing, okay? I'll be less aggressive in that if someone voted for Trump, I know many people who voted for Trump, but I can respect people who say, all my options are shit, and I'm gonna choose which one I think is least shit. That's what I did too. Pick Trump if you thought Clinton was the worst. Obviously the majority did. Well, actually the majority didn't, but electoral college though. Half the country thought that he was the right choice. Where I feel most close to drawing a line and being divisive with my family, which I don't want to do, there's just no way I can respect someone's choice if they're passionately, they think it's a good idea. Like, Trump is a good choice. I'm gonna pick Trump and he's a really good choice for America. That's where I'm like, honey, you need to reevaluate, because none of these choices are good. And if you really thought that he was a good choice, we all have the right to vote. I can't say shit about that. If you passionately endorse Mike Pence, on the other hand, Mike Pence is Lucifer. Here's the thing, y'all, okay? I didn't even know I was gay until like not even a year ago, okay? So I haven't been in this community long, like I don't have a lot of experience with it or anything, but I know 100% that it's not a choice. That should be very clear at this point. If it's not, I'll be happy to tell you more about that. To believe in conversion therapy, that you could change someone, conversion therapy is trying to change something you have no control over whatsoever. Which, yeah, I guess you don't have anxiety control either, but what is who I choose to be with have anything to do with you? Nothing. Has nothing to do with you. And the supreme irony of defending a constitution that's all about liberty, but then also backing that you're gonna change anyone who says they're gay or whatever the fuck is not lost on me, okay? I've been to church enough times that I know if that's not how Jesus would operate if he were alive today. And I know I'm drawing lines in the sand for the first time, and that a lot of people in my family and friend group support this man, and that the holidays are coming around and I have to see everyone for Thanksgiving and Christmas, but sorry about it. And for me specifically, it's not really an issue, so I can move past it. I live in Seattle, nothing's going anywhere, I'm gonna be fine. But what bothers me is people who are in my situation where I didn't know myself or anything like that, who live in states like Kentucky or Georgia or Alabama, And now they have no one fighting, no voice whatsoever, and someone who wants to fundamentally change who they are even though they couldn't control it, and even though their desires have nothing to do with or will not harm any other person. That's what gets me, okay? What about a 19-year-old guy in my situation who lives in those states, though, who's gonna have no way to do anything about shit? Oh my god. I get it, everyone had reasons for voting Trump, but I can't respect supporting Mike Pence. Trump we can laugh at. Psychological example of used car salesmanship. Clearly he has a way of speaking that won over the nation, and I think that's fascinating whether you voted for him or not. Mike Pence, though? That man could disappear from the face of the planet and I'd say bye. Okay, y'all, there's way too much negativity on social media and everything right now. I'm not trying to add too much to that pile, so I think I've said enough. We need to move forward as one nation. Obviously, that's the entire point of our democracy. We're gonna move forward as one, and I'm gonna do my best to not draw lines in the sand with my close family and friends. Now we're gonna update about a story that I started last week, which is the Starbucks green cup controversy that was stirring people up because Starbucks had green cups that weren't Christmas themed and people were getting pissed about it because it was undermining Christmas or something. If you didn't see my last video, I talked extensively about it. But now, y'all, thank Jesus, we have red Starbucks cups. We are rescued from the travesty that was the green community Starbucks cup. We have a red one. We have 12 different ones that were designed by people around the world. Part of me wishes that Starbucks was just like, sit your asses down, you gonna learn today, and just kept like the green cup and was like, shut up, you're gonna learn a lesson about how to not get offended by stupid shit. But of course I love the red Starbucks cup, like Christmas is around the corner, I'm so excited. And on top of it, they have like a bunch of different designs that people actually design themselves. But I do feel like they kind of gave into the community and they were like, okay, you can have your Starbucks cup back, when I wish they would have just kind of said, sit down and stop being dumb. This is good though, because now if anyone complains about anything, they can curb the responsibility for whatever and say that the people who designed the cups did it and it wasn't Starbucks themselves. So maybe that's what they were going for. Like, look, designed by you. So if you have a problem with it, you could call out these people who designed the cups, not us. We didn't do anything. So that's all I really have to talk about in my first Jeep politics social discussion. It's the second day after the election and we're still breathing. Focus on happiness. We got our red Christmas Starbucks cups. Everything's right in the well, almost everything's right in the world. I want to have a collection of some of the tweets and posts I saw on social media too on election night, because although it was horrifying to watch, it was freaking hilarious on Twitter. I was just watching the posts come in. I was dying. I'll show a few of them, kind of just talk about it for a second, because they were just so freaking hilarious. People having petty arguments left and right. People saying Florida is going to be the first to flood with global warming. I was like, oh my god, shots fired. In some ways, it definitely feels like we're going back 50 or so years, but who doesn't want to time travel? It's going to be fun. Maybe Mike Pence is secretly a superhero or a time traveler. Oh my god. You know how everyone's like, I want to live in the 1950s, cute diners, cool cars and everything? Now we can. We have a VP who will take us there for us. We can all time travel as a nation decades back. We'll have Elvis, we'll get to see Martin Luther King come and do his thing.